Hi all, just another quick video about Thailand. Try to keep this as short as possible and I'll try and stay calm and as respectful as possible because I do get carried away sometimes, and it concerns my advice about living in Thailand or not living in Thailand, and mainly about one particular news story that I saw come across from Thailand. I'll quickly explain the story, then I'll break it down and give you my advice. A typical bad luck story in Thailand. This guy, a Norwegian guy, happened to be a Norwegian, but whatever country, a Westerner, he hanged himself. Another tragic story from Thailand. Norwegian guy, 60 years old, hangs himself, apparently because of financial difficulties. Here we go. I'll break it all down for you. He was married. He was married to a 35-year-old Thai wife who was the only breadwinner. So she was working and they were probably living in her house. You know, whether she owned the house or they rented, I'm not sure. But she was working, but he still committed suicide. It's a tragic story, but there's 4 or 5 facets here that combine into one sort of story that I want to break down for you right now. It's very important. So my advice, obviously, the only advice I can give you, this may trigger people, you may not like it, but it's my opinions. Okay, everything's my opinions, okay? But I can only say for Western men, don't live in Thailand. That's like the first level. Don't live in Thailand. A lot of Western men do, fine. But there are so many tragic stories in Thailand that all I can say is don't live in Thailand. And there's 1,000 reasons why. I'll try and talk about a few now. The second level is avoid Thai women. Sorry for you Thai ladies out there. And again, a lot of Westerners have good marriages with Thai women. I can accept that, fine. But again, there are so many tragic stories. In my experience, Thai women are trouble and are just after money or visas and so forth. Okay. And the third level is maybe avoid women altogether. I support MGTOW, men going their own way. In my life, women have been nothing but trouble, financial problems, psychological problems, stress, psychological scars, you name it. I think most men around the world know what I'm talking about. Men joke about it, women, but it is serious. Okay, now, the next thing I want to say is if you think, okay, big emphasis on think, you've found yourself a wonderful Thai woman and you marry her, at the very least, stay in your country. Stay in your country. Again, there's 1,000 reasons why you want to stay in your country and not live in Thailand. In your country, you're a citizen. You can do what you want. You've got more rights. Your language, the courts may be fairer for you. If you divorce, if you separate, you can get jobs. You can change jobs. You can work. You're a citizen. You can do whatever you like. In Thailand, you're nothing. I don't want to get sidetracked in this video talking about that. I've spoken about it a long time ago, but I'll do more videos where I'll show you why you're nothing in Thailand. A Western man living in Thailand is dirt. They're nothing. I don't want to get sidetracked here. Let's stick to this story. Okay, so that's my advice. Let's break down the news story. A 60-year-old Norwegian man hangs himself. He was married to a 35-year-old Thai wife, almost half his age. That's fine. She was working. They still didn't have enough money. Now, apparently, the funny thing is we're only getting her side of the story, don't forget, which is a bit suspect. But obviously, they didn't have enough money. He was apparently worried about his pension. In what way, I'm not sure. Whether his pension from Norway was going to be cut. I think Europeans and British people still get their pension. Australians, I don't think Australians can get pensions paid overseas. You have to live in Australia. But I think British people and maybe other Europeans can still get their pension. Good luck to them. And that's why they can live in Thailand, still get their pension and support themselves. Okay, so this guy was worried about his pension, not sure why, but clearly money was a problem. He must have run out of money. Money was short, and even with a Thai wife working, not sure what she worked at, whether she had a good job or she was like in a market or something, or a shop or a restaurant, who knows, but money was tight. And that was the wife's words in the story, that money was tight. And he still hanged himself. And this is the massive danger of living in Thailand, and why I can only say don't live in Thailand. Okay, look, this video, I think I'm making my points here. If I keep talking, I tend to repeat myself. I think I've made my point. Don't live in Thailand. And here's another tragic story. Now, possibly also he ran out of money, because what happens to you is your money just gets sucked out of you in Thailand. If you marry a Thai woman, you tend to marry a whole family. You know, the family comes at you. Everyone comes at you for money. You know, my brother-in-law's sick. My parents in the wooden house in the country need a new house, new fridge, new car, air conditioning. Someone's sick. Someone had a bike accident and has hospital bills. All this stuff, the money gets sucked out of you. That's the problem. Unless you're rich. How much money? I've spoken about that before. But even that 6 million baht was a conservative figure over 30 years. If your money is not being sucked out by the wider family taking your money, that's the problem in Thailand. You run out of money, you're too old. Now, he may have been too old to go back to his country. 60 years old, that's another problem. You're too old to go back to work, or you've got too much pride, or you're too embarrassed to go back to your country. It's very hard for Western men, older Western men, to drag themselves back to their country. They've lived in paradise, okay? I was able to. I came back to Sydney. I was luckily young enough to go back to work. But if I was in my late 50s, I was 48 for the record, 48 years old, I was still young enough to come back to a good job. If I was in my mid to late 50s or over 60 or older, I would have been stuffed. See, this guy's 60. If you're, too old to go back to work, and sometimes also your family can reject you. It happened to me. It happens to many other men. Because you've gone to Thailand, it's your fault. You abandon your family, go to Thailand. And if you try to reach out to your family, sometimes the families can reject you. They won't help you. Okay, so there's a number of things that may have happened to this guy. He was too old to work, had too much pride. His family may have rejected him. He ran out of money. He's got no prospects. He's got nothing. Can't earn money. Can't do anything. And he hanged himself. That's the massive risk of living in Thailand. And that's why I can only tell you, Western men, don't live in Thailand. The other thing is I want to talk about, and this is where I may get a bit insulting to this guy. R.I.P., rest in peace. He's dead now, but he did what a lot of Western men do. They think they've found themselves they're on a great wicket. They find themselves a younger wife, maybe what I call the young generation of Thai women, because there is a younger, newer generation of Thai women who apparently don't need your money. A lot of these younger Thai women say, I don't need your money, I've got a job, I've got a good career, I've got a university degree, I've got my own house, car, I don't need your money. Okay, that's the old school women may have been more after the money, resources, a visa to go back to your country, stuff like that. But I do understand there's a younger generation who, quote, doesn't need your money. This might have been that example. She had a job, and this Western guy thought he must have been, had it made. He had it made. He found himself a Thai wife where he can just sit in the house all day doing... I'm not sure what he was doing. I'm not sure how you can live like that. Doing nothing while your Thai wife goes to work. This is why, if I was to be insulting, this guy was a bit of a lowlife. I'm sorry to say that. Living in Thailand, but the Thai wife may have been okay with it, because what she wants is a Western husband. A lot of women don't want idiot Thai men. They want Western men. They're better in many respects, more loyal, stuff like they might have a bit of money and so forth. But obviously she was okay with it. I'm not saying, a lot of Thai women just want the husband, and I've got a job. But the thing is, it's very dangerous, as this guy proved, to live like that. And I think if you have any pride in your life, any pride in yourself, I would never live like that. You should stay in your own country and go to work. You should be the man to man up and work in your own country. Bring your wife to your country to live. Look after your wife. Your wife should stay home. The man should work and look after your wife. The sort of Western man who lives in Thailand, sort of with a Thai wife who works, sorry, that's low life. That's not the way you should live. I've got a very low opinion of that sort of a man who wants to live like that. Live the good life and do nothing. What you do all day, I've got no idea. While your wife goes to work. Then if you have children, that's a whole another level. You should be bringing your children back to your country to live in a proper country, go to proper schools where there's no corporal punishment. In Thailand, teachers still whip children. There's corporal punishment. You know, if you want to, first of all, have your wife go to work and look after you, that's beneath me. If you want to force your children to hang off buses, like in Thailand, they're hanging off buses, riding bikes without helmets, and 3 or 4 kids on a bike, you see them in Thailand, that's a primitive way to live. You should man up, come back to your country, look after your wife, look after your children. You should be working and send your children to a good school, good education, proper standards and so forth. Then your wife can get a part-time job, work in a Thai restaurant if she speaks English and so forth. You don't even need to speak English. They can still work in Thai restaurants. Okay, so that's just a few comments that I have about this tragic story. Don't live in Thailand, avoid Thai women, but if you think you've found yourself a great Thai woman, at least live in your country, at least man up. Be a man, you work, you look after your family, and bring your children back to your country, to a proper school, a proper country, not a third world country where the kids hang off buses and crap to go to school and be whipped by teachers and get beat up. A lot of videos of Thai people beat each other up because you've got to do this, you've got to bow to people, this sort of garbage. Sorry, I don't mean to insult Thai culture, but this sort of thing is where people beat up, especially children can beat up on others because you've got to do this to your feet, crawl down to the ground, and that's where these beat ups occur. I share the videos on my Facebook group. If you don't believe me, I share everything. I've got a record of all these videos. It's a primitive country where the Thai culture itself can lead to bad problems of, this sort of stuff here just leads to beat ups and, bad people taking advantage and so forth. Anyway, this video is way too long. I hope I made some good points. I hope that makes sense. Don't live in Thailand. Stay in your country where you can work, look after yourself. You've got rights. You can do what you want. You don't want permission from, a visa is no way to live. If you're a citizen in a country, stay in your country. This video is way too long. I hope I make sense. Take care.